Robbie, it's lovely to see you.
And you, man. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being had. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good. Very, very chilled.
You've got to be ecstatic. You've got to be on cloud nine. New album, #1 in 16 countries.
Yeah, I am. I really, really am. You know, it's been part of my sort of psyche to not enjoy it. And at the moment I found myself in new territory where I am really, really just, you know, soaking it all in, and I am ecstatic. And I'm spending, most of my days on a permanent high. And it's because I don't know what to do with it. It's weird to me. It's unnatural. You know, I always think it was kind of like stoic to have self-hatred and not believe in yourself.
I'm not worthy.
Yeah, you know, I think it's a very English thing. But now it's like, it's brilliant. And I really genuinely don't know what to do with it. I'm kind of, kind of embarrassed. The riches of my success. It's phenomenal.
What's a very LA thing to do to go, I'm the king of the world?
Maybe so, but you know, I think to constantly disregard what you do for a living is a bit of a joke. It gets a bit boring after a while. And I'm currently in the land of I'm king of the world, Ma! King of the world!
You recorded the album here in your bedroom. It's a true story?
Yeah, I recorded a great big portion of it in my bedroom. Not the choir and the orchestra, though.
No.
It's not that big. And I had 2 years to do it because I had the greatest hits out, so there's plenty of time. And I used to wake up and go, I don't feel like doing it today, so I won't. Or then I'd wake up and go, I feel like doing it now, shall we do it now? It's been an amazing process. Not, but due to the fact that I got an amazing view from my bedroom window. And my microphone hangs just in front of the window where I can see the valley and then the mountains, and you know, it's mainly sunny here, so it's given me that sunny disposition.
Does it make it easier or harder when you've had so much success? I mean, this is your 7th #1 album. You know, you could be forgiven for, slacking off a bit, and a lot of artists make their best work when they're kind of, tortured and a bit unhappy.
For me, I was in a boy band, which taught me to not rely on success because it wasn't going to be around. You know, it's a very short-lived thing. And I went into my solo career thinking that don't respect this or enjoy it, because one day it's going to be taken away from you, and that one day is going to be pretty soon. And the reason I'm enjoying my career so much now is the evidence is that it's not going to be taken away from me. It's taken a lot of things to prove to me that it's not going to be taken away. And
so you've got a pretty good work ethic, is that what you're saying? And a realism about the fleeting nature of success?
Well, yeah. Well, there's a realism, but because of my thoughts on the fleeting nature of success, that's why I hated it so much. I didn't want to love it because it'd be taken away from me. But as it happens, this is my 10th year as solo artist. 15 years being paid for showing off, and it's not going to go away for the next 18 months at least, so I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah. It is 10 years since you left Take That. Do you ever imagine what would have happened had you not been in that band? Obviously it was a great leg up, but equally obviously you were going to make it somehow anyhow.
I'd like to think so. Who knows? There's so many roads my life could have taken. As it happens, I was in a boy band, and then I'm enjoying a successful solo career. I don't know. I wouldn't like to think what would have happened if I wasn't in the band. It was fate. I was.
I wasn't going to get onto the band quite so early, but apparently because there was a lot of bitterness there for a long time. You've apparently kind of buried the hatchet. Sort of.
I don't solely own the bitterness that surrounds Take That. It's not mine. I do share. There's another 5 parts to the pie of bitterness that is Take That. That's me, the boys, and the manager. just because I've been the most vocal and the most I've used the most successful, and I've used the most expletives. I think mine's got the most attention, my bitterness. But it wasn't a happy time for a lot of people in that band. You know, it wasn't just me that had a bad time. And
it should have been a great time, though, shouldn't
it? As much as it was fate for me to be in that band, it was fate for me not to have a good time. I needed that for my solo career. You know, for I also needed. We worked tremendously hard, too hard. You know, I mean, falling short of getting down on the knees and making sneakers. You know, it was like a sweatshop. But that's given me great work muscles. You know, and I appreciate my time in that band for that. But I needed a shit manager to know what a good manager is like. I needed all that stuff for the basis of to know what I don't want.
They're going back on the road without you, obviously. They said there'll always be a spare microphone at the side of the stage if Robbie decides to come along. I have the feeling that Robbie probably won't be coming
Why
along.
do you think that?
Well, just a little instinct.
Really?
What, you going to turn up for a show?
I might do.
Really?
Might do.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we shall see. You never know.
That'd be something. That'd be the ultimate payback, wouldn't it? Walk on stage and blow them away.
No, I mean, there's no... Where the lads are concerned, there's no sort of... If I hadn't have had this success, maybe I'd be thinking differently. But I've never, along the way, gone, yes! You know, I felt too sad for us all to feel yes. You know, but if I did make a return and join them on stage, it would be for the celebration of a great pop band, rather than revenge.
Yeah, good.
How much revenge do you want? Do you know what I mean? Revenge is done and dusted.
Yeah, well, that's good. So that's a definite maybe.
Definite maybe.
Yeah. On this album, there's a fair bit of pining, and I was interested in the quote that you say you don't think you've ever really been in love. Is that an accurate quote?
Yeah. See, I can sit down and do interviews for like an hour, half an hour, and talk about many things, and then, you know, innocuously say, yeah, I don't think I've been in love yet, and that's the thing that people will pull out and turn into the Robbie is sad and lonely and pines and does all these things. You know, I'm alone. I'm not lonely. You know, I'm doing an awful lot of practicing that I enjoy doing, and right now it's kind of suits me enjoying the fruits of my labour, and there's plenty of time for settling down with the one.
But
that's if
that's
I'm not gay.
Oh, another definite maybe. No, I don't think anyone's. Of all the things that people have said about you, I don't think they've ever.
It's funny enough, I'm not gay in Australia, which is it's great. I'm not gay there.
But you're gay in some places, are you?
I'm gay in a lot of places. It's the love that dare not speak its name. It's the basis of all my shame. I'm a secret gay. I enjoy being an honorary gay. For me, that I'd like a certificate from Gay Towers saying you are an honorary gay. Well, congratulations, Mr. Williams. Because I like all the benefits that you get from it.
Well, the pink dollars.
Gossip.
Yeah.
Gossip and clothes and good products. You know, I like all of that stuff. You should get vouchers from Gay Towers.
Well, certainly you're not gay in Australia. In fact, you know, one of the questions I said to people, what do we want to know about Robbie Williams? Is he single? Has he met the one? And
so I did a few interviews this morning to radio in Australia, and it's like, what's it feel like, mate, to be able to shag anyone you like? And that's been the first question on all the interviews.
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't.
No, that's great.
Sorry to let you down there.
No, that's either which way I'm happy, but you know, it's only Australia that asks me that.
What did you say?
It's ace. Yeah. I don't want to let anybody down.
It's that good work ethic, you see.
Yeah.
Mate, you went into the Guinness Book of Records last week as the first artist ever to sell 1.6 million concert tickets in a day. That's pretty staggering, isn't it?
Yeah. It's that was for the last 10 years. I've been wondering where the peak is of the career, and I've always thought, well, Nebworth, that's it, or you know, this particular award, that's it, or this platinum disc, that's it. I think that was the day, last Wednesday, when my manager walked into the room and said, "My boy, you've done 1.6 million tickets in a day. It's a world record," and I did a happy dance. I think that was the peak. And now I'm in my decline. It will be very slow, but in decline no less.
Well, you've got a lot of work to do to satisfy that 1.6 million people before you do that. You are going to all these countries. Here we go.
You're going to test me?
Yeah, no. You're going to South Africa, Ireland, Belgium, France, Netherlands, Sweden, Denmark, Germany, Hungary, Italy, Austria, Switzerland, Scotland, and England. It's called a world tour. But Robbie Williams is a little island. Can you pick that one up? Down there. See that one?
Which one's that?
The big one in the middle. The biggest continent in the world.
Oh, yeah, this one.
Biggest island in the world. It's called Australia.
Oh, right, yeah, I know. I've heard of them. Those tickets go on sale beginning next year. There's South America too. There's like Argentina, Chile, Brazil, Mexico, India, Pakistan. Lots of Asia, Australia.
Australia.
Yeah, there's another million tickets going on sale.
Because the record companies put out a press release, world tour, but where are the Australian dates?
Is that what my record company have said?
Your very record company.
Really?
Yeah, we're mounting a campaign.
It's just a phone call. Phone my management. You've got their number, you dickheads. I'm coming. No need to mount a campaign. It's in. I'm coming to Australia.
Okay.
Yeah.
When?
It's part of the world tour. Funnily enough. December, is it? That's a long way away. Sorry, I can't make it any earlier, but it's December.
So 12 months and some. Definite, 100%.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, places have been booked. There's a little cafe that I'm playing. Just a trio.
Yeah.
150 people at the most to be able to fit in there.
You played at the Sydney Cricket Ground, if my memory serves
And
me
the
correct.
Telstra Dome.
And the Telstra Dome last time.
Amazing.
Incredible.
Absolutely amazing. Just audiences were that great that some of them decided to jump from balconies. It was an incredible period of time for me. It was the end of the tour, and as I say, the audience was just phenomenal.
Yeah. You're playing outdoor venues this time as well?
Yes.
Fantastic. Do you know when you're going to be announcing the dates? Well, we'll follow that up anyway.
Next year, beginning next year.
I've
just announced them.
Yeah, you have. Okay.
Not the dates, though.
December. Watching you on stage and watching you perform in front of that many people, I don't know how many it was, 30,000, 40,000 people. I mean, you've got a great voice. The songs are great. But what makes a show of yours special is this, I call it the power of personality. I mean, you have every one of that crowd eating out of your hand and loving everything you do. Where does that come from? Where does that confidence come from to pull that off?
You see, I'm acting confident. I'm not confident. I'm not that confident. You know, that's an act. He's a guy that I need as a kind of cloak to get up on stage and perform. And if I was, and I have sat down and tried to think of what it is, you know, and it hurts my head because I don't have an answer. You know, because I've not been my best judge or critic, you know, in the past. I've given myself a really bad time. So I wouldn't. All I know is it happens, and that's good enough for me.
So something happens when you're backstage, when you, I don't know, going through the motions, doing whatever you do to put your outfit on and jump up there. I mean, do you become another person? Some people say they get some channeling experience where.
Maybe it's channeling, or you know, maybe it's fear. But the moment a camera comes on. What I've found is, you know, when I've done documentaries, is like, I really want to do a documentary because there's so much shit out there about me. I want people to know the real me. And then a camera comes on and I go, hey, diddle-a-da, 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 you know, and I'm a different person. And I think why I get so scared before gigs is because I don't trust the process of maybe he will turn up. And I do get really scared, you know, because I'd hate to get up on stage and be up there alone without Robbie. Because it's petrifying. There's 40,000 people at these gigs. Sometimes 130,000 people.
So you're scared that the channel's going to get blocked and it's...
Yeah, and it's me! It was like somebody was working with Dean Martin, and Dean said to him, "Do you want a drink before you go on?" And he said, "No, I never drink before I go on stage." And he said, "You go up there alone?" And it's a scary place to go.
Yeah. Well, you did a share of drinking. I mean, your battles with booze, etc., are kind of legendary. I mean, is that all fair, or has that been blown out of proportion too?
I had a drink problem, and it wasn't pretty. You know, it didn't suit me. But basically, you know, like women's tolerance for pain is a lot higher than men's.
Sure.
You know, and an individual's tolerance for pain is higher or lower. You know, mine is really low where booze is concerned. You know, it didn't take much. I'd smell a chocolate liqueur, and I'd be fighting. You know. I'd eat rum raisin ice creams and fight you outside. You know, it wasn't pretty.
Yeah. Was it Robbie's mic that fell down there or something else?
Gonna do a repeat.
So just on that point, I've just been to Mexico, where I've done loads of interviews. Two things they don't get in South America. I had a great time, but two things they don't get in South America is, one, people that don't drink. That just doesn't add up. And vegetarians, because loads of people came and gave me lots of gifts, and basically the gifts consisted of alcohol, but with citrus in it, so it's not really alcohol. It was like, I give you this, I know you don't drink, so there's not very much alcohol in it. It's weird. And the other thing was, I'm not a vegetarian, but Steve at the band is, and he said, "We've created a vegetarian dish for you," and he said, "What is it?" "It's pasta with ham."
Oh, vegetables.
Yeah, just ham slices, the thin ones.
What are the myths out there that you'd like to dispel?
See, I don't really want to clear them up anymore. You know, I think it all adds to the legacy, and you know, you spend so much time being sensitive about stuff, and you spend so much time wanting to fight against things, and you know, they're just endless stuff that you just need to accept and move on. And right now, there's not much I want to clear up. Whatever I am to whoever I am is what I am to them, you know. And you know, there's quite a few things that happen where you go, "I can't believe that's just happened," or "They've just written that," but there's nothing I can do about it.
Part of your charm is that you're this, you know, lovable rogue. We have a word in Australia like a larrikin.
A larrikin?
Yeah, you're a larrikin. A lovable, the boy next door, kind of.
You could have just said anything really there, couldn't you? and everybody in Australia is laughing now because larrikin means wanker or something like that.
No.
You're and there's me smiling, all happy that I'm a larrikin.
No, we've got two Australian cameramen. Larrikin's all right, boys, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
Larrikin's a bit of a lad, you know, a nice bloke, but he's a bit naughty, and I think that epitomises you. Is that how you sort of see yourself? Bit of a naughty boy?
I suppose so.
In a fun, sort of innocent, no one's going to get hurt kind of way.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm not going to steal, you know, my nan's pension, or you know, I'm not going to hurt anybody. I hope, you know. But if that's the case, then yeah. I can't see anything in my life without the comedy that surrounds it. Even myself, you know, at my lowest ebb, you know, there's I just see the funny side of it, you know. So that's probably what comes across.
Were you funny at school? I mean, were you a show-off? Were you a showman? Were you a...
Same kind of thing, I think, with how people view me now. You know, I think there's the same amount of people at school that thought I was a wanker, that thought I was cool, you know, or, you know, thought that I was very funny, or thought I was tremendously unfunny, you know. So beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah. It must be a great feeling to be on stage there and to be talking to the crowd and obviously singing to them and just hearing the response and cracking a gag and saying some funny stuff and just knowing that you're nailing it between the eyes. That you must walk off stage feeling.
Well, I actually find that the songs pretty much take care of themselves. I know the words, they know the words, they know what's coming. And then all the other stuff I worry about, like in between songs. So I know that earlier on in my career I used to be very good at that. The songs used to get in the way. I just want to speak to them and tell them jokes. But these days I've sort of become like, what am I going to say? What am I going to do?
I told them that gag last night.
Yeah, and now I'm thinking, I'm going on tour and I can't say anything that I did last time, but probably will. We shall see.
Angels was voted, you can correct me here, that the best song ever in the UK, or the number one?
It was voted the best song of the last 25 years in the UK.
It is an anthem now, isn't it, for a generation or two?
For me, it's an amazing song. For me, it gave me a career, and for me, it's my favourite song of the last 25 years. Now, whether it be the best song of the last 25 years, that's another case in point, I don't know. But for me, it's given me, you got on a plane and came here today because of Angels. It's a great song.
That's the song that was the catalyst for the career.
Yeah.
How is it in America for you? I mean, I know you're huge in Europe and huge in Australia and all that sort of stuff, but in America it's not as big for you here.
That's an understatement. Yeah, the only way I can get a record into a shop here is if I take it in myself and leave it.
Is that true? No. But your albums
sounds funny, doesn't it?
That's good going. Your albums get released here, but you don't. But why is it that is it the difference in the sense of humour? What is it?
Basically, it's my success in Europe and other places has been unparalleled, really, because everybody takes its charge from the States, and what the States is doing, then the rest follow, and radio stations, and it would have taken me, or it does take, 18 months of pure slog of being here, and I don't want it that badly. I never have done. Working here in the States, I've spent 7 or 8 weeks altogether. Now, it does take 18 months to make any kind of impact. I've spent more time in France than I have here working, and also with the States, any form of success elsewhere in the world doesn't mean shit to them here. It really, really doesn't. I could have walked on water and fed the 5,000, elsewhere, and then you get here and they go, so you didn't do it in Texas, So my translate doesn't mean jack shit here, and I obviously don't want it that much, or else I'd put the work in, and I'm not prepared to work that hard.
It must be quite nice in a weird kind of way to be able to.
It's nice in every way, I don't want America that hard much, and I don't want to lose my anonymity here, because it's like it's brilliant, and I'm very lucky. I lived a charmed life, and I'm in the top 0.0% of luckiest bastards in the world. I know that, but when your anonymity goes, it is having a sense removed. And I get that sense back when I come here. Doctors sort of put the coats on when they leave the surgery, and then they go home in the car. I get on a plane and come home. That's all that happens. And I would be an absolute idiot. It would be insane to invite what I have in the rest of the world into this country. Because if I get hassled there, imagine the idiots in this country.
It'd be a nice problem to have, though, I guess, wouldn't it? Every artist, I guess, wants to be known and loved and have their work appreciated, everywhere. I guess that's
genuinely from the bottom of my heart, on my unborn baby's life, because this does affect me. For some reason, I'm bothered that people think I'm bothered.
I don't think you're bothered.
Right.
No, I don't think it was.
You know, it would be nice. It would be nice if the world was fair, but it isn't. And you know, I'm pleased that it isn't fair, because if the world was fair, a lad from Tunstall, Stoke-on-Trent, wouldn't have sold 1.6 million tickets for a show last week. So I'm glad that it isn't fair in many ways. And if the world was fair, then it'd be great to be big here, but it's not.
One of the best gigs you've done, I think, was the one at the Royal Albert Hall with the Swing When You're Winning show. That must have been the production and the way that was shot and the way it was edited and put together and the performance itself. That must have been an absolute blast.
With everything, because rolling along the way with all these shows that are filmed, there's so much pressure behind them to get it right. You've got one chance, and that's it. So many people are ballsed up doing the swing thing and failed. You know, Rod Stewart's one of the few that's pulled it off. And for me, I don't get to enjoy these things until I see them on video 5 months later. You know, now, you know, when I saw the album, I didn't enjoy it on the night because of the pressure to pull the thing off.
Really? You can't relax into it and have a good time?
No, it's one gig to film, to get it right. I'd never done a gig like that before in my life. I was shit in it. You know, and then I saw it for the first time played back to me, because I didn't think I'd done a good job. And then 3 months later, I'm watching it, and I just cried because it was such a beautiful night. So amazing.
My Way and the whole thing. Our initials up the back there.
There we go. Sharing stage with me.
I wish. They tell me that there's a plan to make a movie of your life. Is that true?
They told me too.
Yeah.
I read that.
Robbie sold his rights to a Hollywood studio to make him. No. Forget that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the majority, because other than when I'm on stage, my life is quite boring. You know, I'm not a deviant. I don't get up so much. I don't drink anymore, so there's no drinking stories. I don't take any drugs anymore. There's no drug stories. You know, my life's kind of boring, so they have to make stuff up. I bought an £8 million yacht last week. Did you read that?
No, I thought it was 30.
Oh, was it?
30 million quid.
Really?
It's in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That didn't happen either.
Really?
Oh, for God's sake, no. I hate boats. They're boring. I get on them and I want to get off them. You know, they're just confined space. You're floating, you feel sick. You know, there's nowhere to go. Once you've seen the sea, that's it, isn't it? So, oh yeah, there's some more water.
Well, the story was that was the only place that Robbie could go to escape on his new $30 million.
Plus the fact that it's funny that how I'd want to keep my anonymity by calling it my RW.
Yeah.
That's another thing they said that I'd written on the back, my RW.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm more creative than that. I've done 8 albums.
Oh, well, I love the whole RW thing. The duet you did with Nicole was wonderful. Any other? I guess that was a bit of a one-off, but that must have been a nice time.
Yeah, it was incredible. You know, I think that there's always somebody with a bigger universe than yours. You know, there's always one bigger. And Nicole Kidman happens to be one of those people whose universe is just bigger than yours. You're trumped. Do you know what I mean? And also she smells great, she looks amazing, and she sings fantastically, and she's got this aura about her that's fantastic. So for me, it was like being a fan with somebody in a video, you know, and that was a great time for me. It's like it's like getting to play football with Pelé or Diego Maradona or something. Nicole Kidman saying yes to singing with you. Very special.
You also duetted with Kylie. Have you been in touch with her since she's...
I sent her some flowers. You know, I sent her some flowers and sent her my best regards. It's just incredible. You know, we're all human. You know, and I think it doesn't care who you are, basically.
You're obviously very good to your friends. You sprang to the defence of Kate Moss when she incurred the wrath of the the tabloids recently.
I don't, you know, I mean, I know her. I wouldn't say we're friends. We're not friends. You know, we're acquaintances. Yeah,
but you were prepared to, you know, defend her. I don't know if you defended her.
It's not a question of defending Kate. It's a question of, you know, pointing out the idiots that are the British media or the media at large. You know, and how unfair their treatment of this person was. You know, and I'd have done that whether it be Kate Moss or, I don't know, Kate Smith. You know, it just so happens that you've got a girl, and she still is a girl, you know, who's never said she's A, B or C. She's never said anything. She's never done an interview. Never harmed anybody, you know, and if she is harming anybody, it's herself. You know, and that's her business, not anybody else's business. And there you've got, you know, the whole of the British media that I've taken drugs with, a lot of them, you know, condemning her as a junkie, is the word that they use. They're all cunts. Horrible, nasty, vicious people.
Yeah, and saying that she's a bad influence. She maybe wouldn't have been such a bad influence had they not put her on the front page of the newspapers.
There you go.
What does success mean to you? I mean, you've had so much. You won, I don't know, 15 Brit Awards. You've sold 35 million albums.
42.
42, sorry.
Okay.
Second couple of researchers, mate. Sold 42 million. I mean, how do you get? You are obviously successful beyond your wildest dreams. How do you gauge your personal success, and what does it mean to you?
Do you know, it's so mad when you sort of ask a question like that, because I sort of have an out-of-body experience. And it's like watching a film of somebody being successful. You know, it's kind of like a deja vu of some kind. You know, it's like I've seen this before. And I've seen it in movies when I was growing up. And what is success for me? I think success is not success itself, it's the ability to enjoy it. For God's sake, you know, it's taken me a long time to just chill out and enjoy it. And that's success for me. You know, it's amazing. I've got good people around me. You know, my career's taken care of itself. I don't know what I've done to deserve this. You know, it's not something that should be mine by rights, but it has become mine. You know, and it's great. It really is. You know, it's.
Well, you've worked hard, you deserve it, you make a lot of people happy.
Well, you know, there's a question of deserve it or deserve it not, or working hard or working not hard, you know, it's just happened. There's people that have worked a lot harder than me, you know, that haven't got the success I've got, any way, shape or form. It's just happened.
What do you do for kicks when you say success is...
I kill puppies with a pellet gun.
Yeah?
Yeah, strangle rabbits. Like that. Pour Tabasco sauce in their eyes. Just for kicks. Don't do that, kids. I'm joking. What do I do for kicks? I play a lot of football, a lot of soccer.
But when you say you've learned to chill out, I mean, what does Robbie chilling out look like?
And then I do a bit of this.
Well, you enjoy just hanging out and watching movies and going to the beach?
I do what everybody else does. You know, what does it... There's no sort of like special chill out things that celebrities do. You know, sit on the sofa, watch the telly.
Do you sue? Are you a litigious guy?
Yeah, whenever I can. Whenever I can. But there's so much you can't sue for that's absolutely incredible. You know, it's amazing what's got to happen for you to be able to sue. Naomi Campbell's story that I'm supposed to have had a year-long affair behind Flavio, this guy Flavio, the the Formula One guy, behind his back. Now, surely I would think that, I mean, it didn't happen. Naomi Campbell was fantastic. I would love to have had a year-long tryst with her, and I would have done it behind his back, to tell you the truth. But the fact is, I didn't, and it never happened. But so, surely that's enough to sue. You know, the fact that, you know, it's accused me of cheating. How dare they? But I can't, apparently. And at the bottom of that piece, this is a great bit. at the bottom of that piece, I was supposed to be going out with Anna Friel, and I took my mother along to finish with Anna, and my mother was supposed to have said, look, Anna, we love you and all that, but you're just not right for Rob. Like, I took my mum to finish with somebody. It wasn't my mum, it was my auntie.
Where does that stuff come from? Is that just journalists sitting in front of their screens going, well, what do we do today?
No, it's, yeah, a lot of it is where do we, you know, so I think what happened with the boat story was that somebody from the Sun got a free day out on a boat, and for that, they said, we'll give you some publicity regarding the boat. Do you know that? I think things like that happen. Other things are this, they totally, you know, people will come in that are obviously deranged and go, yes, I slept with him. And they don't want to check the facts. You know, they'd just rather believe the mental person, you know, than check the facts.
Yes, I slept with him. Yes, I saw him yesterday. He was levitating this far off the floor, and then put Tabasco sauce in the rabbit eyes.
Can you be philosophical about it all? Does it get you, or is it just the other
I
side?
can, but
It's the other side of the coin.
I can be philosophical about it all and have it be water under the bridge, but I'm not mature enough yet to not be bothered about it. I'm just not in that place.
If you could change anything about your life, your career, what would you do? What would it be?
Do you know what though? I need that kind of drama. Sorry to go back.
Right.
I need that. I am Johnny Drama that I was christened by Josie, my manager, the other day. You are Johnny. I need that sort of stuff to fuel me. It's very important for
You
my
need that
life.
edge. You need that stuff boiling away.
Well, you take away that, and what am I? I'm bored. You know, there's got to be some kind of drama between me and a group of people, or me and a person, at all times, or else life's not worth living.